statements are, it is so much easier said than done. Our past has a strong pull on us. Some people have conquered their past, of course, but we would not be human if we didn't admit that sometimes it just feels right to go back. This is why we must be spiritually sober while exploring the depths of where we came from. However, if we do not walk away from our past, we will walk right back into it. This is exactly what happened to Gomer. Hosea, Gomer, and their 3 children were living there happily ever after. They had a new life, a family, and God in control. It all sounds like a dream, right? But sometimes when everything seems to be okay, that's when the enemy attacks. Except the attack is not always from the enemy. Sometimes the attack comes from things we have yet to leave behind or heal from. For Gomer, it came from her past. Gomer was a prostitute when God told Hosea to marry her. To go from prostitute to prophet's wife is quite the turnaround of lifestyles. The Bible doesn't tell us a lot about Gomer's next move, but we read in Hosea chapter 3 that she was unfaithful to Hosea and returned to her past life. This is shocking because surely her marriage was a much better situation than the life of a prostitute. Nonetheless, when a person's mind has not been renewed, they live on the edge of their past. I think Gomer hoped a new situation would take away old demons. I fully believe she had every intention of being true to Hosea, but we learn that it takes more than good intentions to live faithfully. Intentions that never materialize end up demoralizing the will to change. It is possible that Gomer got to a place where walking back seemed like the only logical answer for her. How? Because a mind without God is a mind without hope. Have you gotten to this place before? The place where sin looks logical and your past becomes attractive? We learn from Gomer that no standard or way of life can bring the freedom that only the love of Jesus brings. On the outside, she had it all together. On the inside, it seems there was a daily battle that she never addressed. God will not heal what you hide. You cannot kill what you won't confront. You do not have to live one decision away from your past the rest of your life. It's possible that Gomer had become numb. She loved her kids. She loved her husband. But maybe she did not fully realize how loved she was. Not by her kids or her husband, but by God. This is a clear indication that we must not place anything ahead of Jesus on our priority list. Jesus should not just be first on your list, he should be intertwined into every part of your life. It is not Jesus and then everything else. It is Jesus and your family, Jesus and your spouse, Jesus and your work, Jesus and your dreams, Jesus and your hobbies. Jesus in everything is how our lives should look. It is not only that Jesus is first, Jesus is in all aspects of your world. If Jesus exists only at the top of your priority list, it is common for there to be areas God has no control over. Jesus can be first, but you can still struggle with lust. You know he is Lord of all, but lust still has its way with your mind. You can believe in Jesus, but still live in compromise. It is time to bring Jesus into every area of your priority list. Jesus can break every chain. However, he cannot break the chains you never give him. We all have a past. A great start for unity among humanity would be for everyone to admit we have our own stories and journeys. The landscape of life looks different for each of us, but we are who we are today because of who we were or where we came from. Gomer appeared to have walked away from her past. If anyone knew she was thinking about leaving a great situation, I'm sure someone, maybe Hosea, would have pulled her aside for a life-altering conversation.